David, we are recording this interview on Tuesday the 10th of February, and yesterday, Monday the 9th, you had a motion put down at the monthly meeting of Fingal County Council in Swords. You were calling for the council to stop using X. Can you tell me more, David, about your motion, and then tell our listeners if your motion was discussed and passed yesterday?
Okay, well, the motion was basically that we would discontinue using Twitter, X, whichever you want to call it. And it, as a motion, didn't kind of go into any more detail. It just said, look, this is the decision that needs to be taken. I suppose the reasons are very well known at this stage. And having gone from kind of facilitating a lot of misinformation and kind of fomenting conflict and disagreement, it then moved on to this appalling AI use of artificial intelligence to create child sex abuse material, or kind of generally material degrading people, without even in terms of adults who could give consent, but without getting any consent. And what happened then, I suppose, was there was a positive reaction from the other councillors when they saw it on the agenda, realising that it wasn't going to be reached. Two councillors in particular kind of took initiative. John Smith and the Mayor, Tom O'Leary, were in touch and were kind of saying, look, can we get it as an emergency motion? And I was pretty confident it would just be agreed. So we did agree it as an emergency motion before the end of the meeting, just to have it all clarified.
No, can you just explain to me about those two the Mayor and the other councillor? It was possible that it wasn't going to be debated. Was that it? Was it?
It wouldn't have been reached. We have quite long agendas, and we don't get through the agendas. So it was heading for not being reached, and it wasn't kind of at the last minute yesterday. This was something we realised last week. John and Tom both kind of were, lined up that we would do it this way, that we'd suspend standing orders to do it. And I'm very grateful. The motion was agreed unanimously.
Okay, and I understand that Fingal is not the only council in Ireland where the Green Party have made this initiative, isn't it not, David?
No, it was a similar motion in Dublin City Council, all right, and maybe some others as well. I'm not sure, but I certainly know from my colleagues in the city. Yeah.
Just as you don't have to go into too much detail, but as regards to the meeting yesterday in Fingal, were there any kind of councillors who you think spoke particularly strongly on it, or was it just kind of voted on and it wasn't really debated, or what's the story?
Yeah, we all kind of completely agreed. So we could have spent half an hour or an hour expressing our positions. There was, I think, 37 councillors present. Everybody feels the same way about this, so that's why we agreed to suspend standing orders and just agree it unanimously without a debate. Okay.
I've never interviewed anyone from X on Near FM, but maybe at some stage I'll try and get in touch with them. But I've a feeling they're fairly busy and they mightn't prioritise community radio stations. But thanks very much for the update, David. Okay.
Okay. Thanks very much, Dan.
Agus a gai bhí riúil cóir síos agat ag an grinniú méasúil a chóla chunda in Gaeilge le Dáithí maidir leis an gcóla chunda agus an Steve Grayson nó App X. An féideart acu a thuairstom faoin riúin seo a gai agus an sin a rálum an raibh deisián a phlé ag an grinniú?
Yeah, so riúin simply chuir síos agam an is go bhag for on platform sin on X no Twitter agus not meg on Cllr ag postal an Healy agus the entas ein gon shell online sa Cllr dun room, so mar sin they're in suspension of standing orders merglator the Hogan array mar taven wig den gná chorus mar tá Cllr fád agring agus ní hurt for fá cúpla bhí stocha ach os rudig gach duine einta faoi míid in an Curt region good topic.
Tá intas orm slí bháin go raibh gachtain again tú leis like taisa gom nachhfuil mór an cairde ag ex slát aniu an más look na politiíochtta rénos ach an raibh sort abstanú nó an raibh gachtain I bhábhar
Well, near Lauren amach agus near gáil vótáil, amláí aanamh so bhí sé ráit ar an títar agus gachtar leis mar sin. So go sin plí so ní dóilm gur áras ar aon faoi is bhíine.
Okay, agus an bhí bógta goibh agus docha leis an riún agus an raibh mór an play an like mar hampla ar leir éon cóirlóirí in éana cleat go amach go láidir ar son an riún?
No, I was ready not raibh spot an agus is ábhar knock me chríchta seachas process navganach hí me jango le gá choirlóirí John Smith agus Tom O'Leary an era River agus mar sin socrímar well sure ar féidirling dhéanamh go topic agus gan play so sin rinnemuid.
Agus ní é seo an céadúir in éan atá an riún seo cóir síos ag do fartaí nach bhfuil?
No, Gaeilge le rún cosúla se imláí cóla carthach freisin a tháinig is seach an Quaint Sclas.
Okay, so chuir scéalan is gai bé nó tá nó bé stop ar córa chuna ingáil ag córamach a bheith gníomhach ar ex go homláán bhfuil?
Yeah, well sin é tá arún like bhí sé socr acu ag banistóirí ganach ábhar práineach a churamach ar so feicimid cad dhéananig siad ar an íslú an teorann sin nó an ghlach siad go homláán leis an rún súlagam ganach siad le homláán ach freisin sa rún tá sé molta go muna mí dúsáid as platforms eile so níor chuircateach anamach orthú ach credum gur ceart úsáid ceartaí aanamh as na man sosiálta agus tá rán eile ann ar féidir úsáid so tosúlagam go bheith muid tá Fingal mar hampla ar Blue Sky hena agus tosúlagam go gcuir siad níos mar ábhar amach ar Blue Sky agus ar na fuintí eile.
An bhfuil is go an bhfuil amscáil a gcuin arás a gcuin an go féidir rá go méid deir le Fingal ar ex ag dot aigen nó bhfuil sibh críoch na leis inis?
Yeah, no, tá sé ddéireach inis tá sé tuairteáil inis. Tásúlagam go maidig siad an sean landnach ar oscailt mar tá breile an gnimach duine eile isteach ar an anam céine má ágan tú agus freisin le tá ábharstáil lean ar ceart ágáil so.
Agus tá seanán go mé tuisna éigendal a chomach amháin go háin nó bhfuil?
Well, yeah, níl sé go hamlan saléireach seans, yeah.